Hi family, thanks for watching. So it's actually quite early morning. I want to try to get the insulation for the bees in today. Ideally I don't want to open up the hives, and I don't really want to suit up because I need flexibility to install these. So by doing this early morning, I'm hoping the bees will be a little calmer, a little quieter, not fully awake, and I can do what I need to do with a minimal amount of equipment on. So maybe my famous last words as I get stung a million times. So the reason we do this is to give the girls a little extra insulation on the top and bottom, especially because the bottom of these hives are open. So we don't want too much airflow going in during the winter with those cold, freezing temperature winds. We don't wrap our hives. I mean, it does get cold here, but it doesn't get that cold, and it doesn't usually stay that cold for that long. Ooh, I made this one a little short. Doesn't look like... Yikes! Okay, well, oopsies. You can probably pick up insulation like this at a hardware store. We happen to buy bee-specific ones because they have this nice little groove that lets the rainwater drip off as condensation collects. I mean, not rainwater, no rain inside the hive, but you get what I mean. All right, there are a lot of ants down the bottom board. Pollen that's fallen off, as well as debris and, you know, other things. Clean that off real quick. All right, so the question is, how do I get this in there without having to move the hive? Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh, would you look at that? This is not good. There's a bunch of dead bees. How are they getting through and falling into here? Ugh. And of course, it's too late in the season to inspect the hive, open it up, and see what we did wrong when building it. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about that, about how they're slipping through, because they shouldn't be. Oh, I see right here a gap in the wiring where we didn't staple it properly. Maybe that's where they're sneaking out. Okay, let's get this bad boy in. Okay, there we go. Make sure this is cleaned off. All right. Question about green hive is, it was built first using different wood, and you know, there were a lot of trial and error things we learned later to do differently. So it unfortunately is a different size completely to the others. So I'm just looking here. Some unusual poop droppings. That's a little concerning because they look a little bit like wax moth poop droppings. One bee in here. So maybe when the bees die, they're small enough to fit through the hole. They shouldn't be. The mesh should be small enough that the bees can't fit through under any circumstances, but maybe they're finding a way to fly underneath and into here. That's very possible. They get confused and disoriented and fly underneath the hive and then land on the board and proceed to die there. Anyways. All right, I'm gonna have to approach this a different way for green hive. I could lift this whole thing up, quickly slip the insulation in at the bottom, but I'm not suited up. I'm worried that'll piss everybody off. And it'd be kind of physically difficult to lift it and at the same time put this in. So I'm gonna do this another day when I've got extra set of hands to do it with. In the meantime, I'm just gonna put the board back in and put the insulation on top and then wrap it up and call it good for now. I think you can hear my dog going crazy in the background because my husband is raking. He hates rakes. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is put the insulation on the top. I'm going to first open up this. Ooh, they have not touched any of the food that we gave them. So I'm going to take it away. Ooh, that scared me. Glad I'm wearing gloves. I'm going to take it away so it doesn't ferment in here, and give it to them when their activity perks back up and they are ready to eat again. Okay, and that is why I don't want to leave the food on, because there are loads of ants and other critters feasting on the food. And if the bees aren't eating right now because they're hunkering down for winter and their activity is lowering, there's no need to bring on unwarranted pests. I bought these plastic lids thinking I could use them for the hole cover, but clearly they're a little too thick. So I'm going to use the feeder lids, which have holes in them, to put in there. And if they want, they can propolize the holes and seal that up for themselves, should they so desire. All right, you can't stay here, otherwise you're going to be a goner. Sorry, sweet girl, let's move. Good job. All right, and that fits in. Well, it should fit in there nicely. Of course, again, these are custom built, so. Hive 1 tucked away. Well, now here you go. This hive ate all its food. So maybe I should have given this guy's food to that hive. All right, close up purple hive. I am taking too long. It's starting to get a bit warm and the girls are starting to wake up. So let's put some gloves on just in case. Last thing I want is to be stung this morning. There isn't going to be any strong winds coming through in the next week or so, but last year we got 50-mile-per-hour gusts coming through at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And of course we didn't ratchet these down in advance. So I was out here at 1 o'clock in the morning in pitch dark trying to do this. So this year I'm going to do it before we need to do it. Oh, if I can figure out how. We also had 2 deep hives last winter. There was a little bit taller, obviously. I'm sure all this knocking about too is pissing them off inside. They do not like you to knock on their hive. All they think is predator alert. So like I said, this is a little excessive for right now, but since I'm up here taking care of everything, rather do this now than have to do this at 1 o'clock in the morning on a random Thursday night. What I'm going to do last, and I'm deliberately doing this last because it will piss them off, is change the reducers to their smallest size on the 2 hives that still have the slightly larger reducer on. It helps the bees a lot to be able to defend their hive the smaller the hole is. And it acts as another insulation barrier, or whatever you call it. Oh man, this is being stubborn. Come on. Sorry, girls. Oh, they're getting angry. I'm getting nervous. There it is. All right. There we go. All tucked in for winter. Even if we don't have time to get into green hive like we want, I don't think it'll matter too much. It's our strongest hive and it should be good. Like I keep saying, it doesn't get that cold here. It does snow, but we're not like the northern states. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Please like and subscribe.